Welcome to Story Time with Studio 3. I'm Jamie Butterworth, CEO. Today we're talking about Richard Branson, Losing My Virginity. I wanted to talk to you about the 3 things that I love about this book. Now, I don't know Richard Branson, but I was, many years ago, very inspired by this book, which I highly recommend. 1, Richard Branson was a complete failure in terms of education. That didn't inspire me, but the fact that he, despite basically not having any resources, not having a good education in the 70s, which is a lot harder to get away with that then than it is now. You hear about people talking about, oh, I wasn't educated and I'm a billionaire. In the 70s, this is a very different situation. So he saw opportunities that no one else did because he was kind of a hustler. And he ended up in a student newspaper interviewing John Lennon randomly, and all of a sudden he created all these connections through music. He then moved into Virgin Music and all of that. But it was kind of fascinating to get someone who has so little as a start. Then what he did with that's inspiring. The second thing is he could have stayed in Virgin Music and built all of that empire, which he basically did, and he would have been fine, made enough money and perfectly happy. He didn't do that. He literally went from music to air travel. That's bananas. Who does that? That's crazy. You're good in music, stay in music. That's the conventional thinking. No, he said, air travel sucks. I want to improve air travel. I want to make air travel cool and exciting. And then we got Virgin Airways and then Virgin America. He completely, honestly raised the standard of air travel. Even to this day, people remember what he did with that. That's amazing. Music, air travel, those 2 things should not be mixed, and yet he blew up both verticals in an amazing way. The third thing, and this is the one that got me the most, is he had a whole section about hiring friends, hiring family, about how he was advised against it, and he was one of the only people that I saw that went, no, this is what I do. I trust these people. I've been around them, I've seen them, I know them. I'm going to give these people opportunities because I trust them. So it was that part that I thought that was really interesting, because my instinct went in the same direction of, let's get people that I know. I'd rather work with them than people that I don't know. And then the next part is empowerment. And this is the biggest thing I got from Richard Branson. He was not a micromanager. And he believed that if you're gonna give someone a position, you give it to them and you give them all the power that goes with it. It's a sink or swim situation, but you don't sit there coddling them. You're not overbearing. He put people in charge of his companies and walked away. And that is so hard. If you I've talked to a lot of business people. Walking away in that situation is one of the hardest things to do. Giving somebody something that maybe you can do better and letting them just run with it is maybe the hardest and most important skill of a business person. So that really got me about how he does that, and then he just moved on to the next thing. That was pretty cool. Those are my 3 big takeaways from Losing My Virginity. Great book. He seems like a great person. I genuinely love this book. My usual thing is people think I'm crazy, but I while I'm doing chores around the house, I love putting in a book, because then I can just kind of ingest, and when I'm doing the dishes, it's one of my favorite things. Highly recommend. There's not an ad. You can click the link in the bio to find it, and just highly recommend for just expanding your horizons. I'd love to hear about any book that you feel inspired you or had an impression on you, and comment below. If you want more book recommendations to increase your business savvy, please subscribe.